Hello and welcome to the Fall Guys Hex-a-Gone Trials, but the camera is always moving challenge. Now you may be wondering, what is this challenge? So basically, with my controller, the right joystick controls the camera, and I thought, how hard would it be if it was constantly spinning? Which I have done that before, just very lightly, in like Block Party and like multiple months ago. I was wondering, I mean, I'm very good at Hex and I've already won a bunch. I could try and see how it goes. So I taped my joystick so it was constantly going right. And this is what happened. Alright, so this is round one. This was just kind of me testing it out. I'm pretty sure this was round one. And as you can see, it's already very disorienting. It's really hard making these dives. But then everyone gets clumped up here and I kind of just ragdoll off and I just don't really recover and then miss my dive. So it's unfortunate. Attempt number 2. I was trying to make very tight 2 hex jumps, which is really hard while it's spinning, but everyone was around me and I just missed my dive. So that's attempt 2. All right, attempt 3. I was actually in the finale on this one and I was doing pretty well, and I was a little low from everyone else, but I was trying to cut off a section here for myself, and then I just forgot to press the jump button. Attempt 4, also in the finale. I get grabbed here and I'm trying to run away, and then it's still just so disorienting and I jump off a little too much and slide off. Okay, attempt number 5. I slide off and just do a really wacky dive, which just sends me tumbling down, and I ragdoll on camera cover. This is probably the saddest one, honestly. Alright, because I was getting nauseous, I took like an hour or 2 off, and so this is my return first attempt, attempt 6. I was doing pretty well, actually. So the finale again. I actually turned the music off on this one, and I think for the next few. But I was just kind of chilling at the top. I was making some really hard jumps to make. And then I was on yellow, which was really nice. And then I do believe, I think I'd choke here and fall, if I remember correctly. Or okay, I guess I jumped just off. I was actually doing really well in this one. I cut this guy off, which is really fucking hard to do with all this going on. And then there's this guy over here, which I try and cut him off too, but I just barely walk off, which is really unfortunate. I think I could have won this one, but it's just a bit too slow. Yeah, you can see that just ends like right after, and I had a few hexes, so I think I really could have won that one, but yeah, that sucks. Okay, attempt 7. I was pretty high here, and I just waited to land right on this one, and I try and just make some jumps, and I unfortunately miss my dive in between these 2 X's and just fall. This is round 2, I think. All right, attempt 8. At this point, I was getting really annoyed of playing like this, so I kind of just choke, and then I kind of live for a little bit here, and then just forget to jump again. All right, now this is the big one. You probably know what this one is already. So we're starting in round 1, because if you didn't know, the Hex-a-Gone Trials temporary mode, which by the time this comes out, it'll already be over. You have to play 3 hex in a row, and actually right here, I immediately press start to go turn my music back on, which I had it off for the past like 3 attempts. And you can't do that while it's starting. You have to wait until it starts to change your settings, which is annoying. If you saw right there, my camera like juddered for a second there. If there's one thing I forgot to mention about this, is that, well, the camera is always moving right. The default camera that it sets you at is very level, so it's very hard to see under or above you, which is really hard to deal with Hexagon, because the whole point is to see where you're landing. So what I do is, while I'm going, I use my mouse and manually okay, well, you can see round 1 already ends, but I use my mouse and manually move it down so I can see below me, and it never stops it from going right. It kind of overrides it for like half a second, but I need that, or I just won't be able to see where I land and I'll just fall and die. But because since I have literal tape. I said this earlier, but I have literal tape just holding it right, so I can't move it down or up, which is unfortunate, but it makes it so it's always going right, which is really helpful, so I don't cheat at all. All right, headed into round 2. Round 1 is pretty much like an easy qualification unless I dive off the entire platform. Round 2 is where it starts to get a bit interesting. Obviously, the whole thing is interesting because this is happening, but I'm not sure if anything like unique happens in round 2 or not, but like showing an entire just, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's exactly where I do the like the manual override work, just to look down more, because it's so level from the default camera. It's just impossible to play. I tried doing it, I think in the first few attempts. I think it is the normal camera just going sideways, but I quickly learned that I was not gonna win if I like, I'd have to get really lucky to win like that. I'm not gonna handicap myself even more because it is still turning. It's just, you know. Right here, you can see that this is just basically what it looks like when I'm trying to just slow jump on hexes. It's really, the whole thing is disorienting, and even editing this, it's just hard to look at after a while. I like if you look at it for like less than 5 minutes, then it's pretty fine. But just the more and more that you do it, it's just the worse you feel. Which is why I had to take a break after attempt 5. All right, here we go. This is the start of the final round. You can see me manually aim the camera down again, just like before. Alright, I immediately go for the top platforms and then immediately get ragdolled, but there's a slight little technique that you can use to like slightly push yourself onto like hexes while you roll, or like while you get up. It's kind of hard, but the first like 3 layers of the finale of Hex just never really matter, because the first 3 layers are significantly smaller than the rest of them. So any like lead that you get at the beginning doesn't really matter much. But as you can see there, I just fell from, and I skipped yellow, which sucks. And right there, I was doing the manual override to make sure that I was looking down as far as possible while the turning was going on. So that did override it again for a second, but still just as disorienting. I think right here is when I start to go to try and cut people off, but unfortunately I'm a little too late, and then someone takes all the land that I was trying to get. But I do stay on blue, which is nice, until I accidentally fall and go through purple and go to yellow, which does suck, but I realize if I just wait it out and just take my time on yellow, they'll have to drop to purple eventually because of how much room is on yellow. I'm basically just trying to see like what's below me, what's around me. It's so hard, and this rainbow cloud person just drops on me, which kind of sparks me to get moving and go to further into yellow. These jumps are so hard to make. Like 3 hex jumps, I can never even imagine doing it like this, but 2 hex jumps weren't bad. I jump to the blue in the middle because I know there's nowhere else to land, and I try and cut this guy off, and fortunately he misses his jump and falls, and that is it. I successfully won a full game of the Hex-a-Gone Trials while my camera was constantly spinning right. I would say next would be do it while it's constantly spinning left, but the mode already ended as of recording this, so yeah, that ain't happening. Thank you guys for watching this little random idea of mine, and I'll see you in the next one.